But the purpose of this video is to sort of explain the violence that's been ongoing for several decades in Israel between the Israeli Jewish um, population and the Palestinian Arab population. Recently, there's been a lot of stabbings in Israel perpetrated by the Palestinians, and the reason that this whole thing started was in the early 1930s, during the rise of Adolf Hitler. A lot of the Jewish people who had, over several decades and centuries migrated outward from the Israel area to other places in Europe because of what was happening in Europe with the Nazis. The Jewish people were starting to relocate back to their roots, their origin back in Israel, modern day Israel. And basically, the Palestinians felt like they were being displaced from what had become primarily an Arab Islam location, and now all of a sudden their land was being overrun by these Jewish Israelites who were coming back home to escape persecution in Europe. And the clash sort of began with all that. Over the past several decades, the Oslo Accords, they have been trying to come to a peace agreement between the Israeli Jews and the Arab Palestinians, but neither culture can trust the other long enough to actually have one of their peace treaties really sort of hold the peace down between the two. So currently, with the immigration, the flooding of the refugees coming out of Syria, and the basically global distrust of the Arab Islamists, a lot of the violence has re-escalated, and due to certain gun restrictions in the Israel-Palestine region, a lot of the violence is being perpetrated with knives. So that's basically what's going on there, and what can be done about it. Not much has been able to be done about it since the whole conflict started probably 60, 70 years ago, until either culture can manage to trust the other. Probably nothing's going to be done about it, or unless the rest of the world steps up and finally can find a way to convince each culture to trust the other one long enough to be able to come to a peace accord and settle the dispute over the land.